3 days of national mourning have been declared in Argentina, while the nation is marking the death of football icon Diego Maradona. Maradona's body is lying in state at the presidential palace in Buenos Aires. Thousands of fans are lining up outside Casa Rosado, waiting to say goodbye. Live pictures as you're seeing now. Authorities have struggled to contain the large crowds earlier today. 1 million people are expected to pay their final respects. Well, it's been nearly 24 hours since Maradona suffered a heart attack at his home, just weeks after undergoing brain surgery. Crowds have gathered across Argentina to remember the legacy of a man who was seen as a unifying force for the country.
Love him or loathe him, there was no denying that Diego Maradona was one of the greatest footballers in history. The Argentine was best known for 2 career-defining goals in the 1986 World Cup quarter-final victory against England. First came the infamous Hand of God goal, when he punched the ball over England goalkeeper Peter Shilton. Then came what has been hailed as the goal of the century, when Maradona pulled off a dazzling run to score a masterpiece. In just 5 minutes, he had made football history. Or as then England manager Sir Bobby Robson said, the first goal was dubious, the second was a miracle. Maradona went on to win the 1986 World Cup for Argentina, achieving a godlike status in his homeland.
Y no sé para todos, pero para mí por lo menos se murió el fútbol argentino. De acá en más no queda nada. O sea, se fue el más grande, se fue el ídolo, más allá de lo que sea como persona. Nos dio tantas alegrías, tanta felicidad y bueno, una grave pérdida, creo que para el fútbol mundial.
La verdad es que estoy medio conmovido, no entro en razón, todavía no entro en la realidad. Porque si bien el Diego nunca va a morir, sino hoy que nace la mitología o la leyenda Maradona.
Born in a slum in Buenos Aires, Maradona made headlines when he joined Barcelona for a world record transfer fee in 1982. He then broke that record by moving to Italian side Napoli 2 years later. It was in Italy where he played some of his best football, and the fiercely proud city of Naples adored him.
Lui ha creato il calcio, anzi ha creato Napoli, secondo me. Secondo me ha creato Napoli. Dalla sua storia le persone sono cambiate tutte, secondo me. Quindi immagino la cosa più bella che c'è. Secondo me è lui. In questo momento è lui, in questo momento.
Maradona played football in the same way that he lived his life. Bold, fast and completely unpredictable. He was the embodiment of infamy and fame as he struggled with drug and alcohol addiction off the pitch. He was sent home from the 1994 World Cup after a positive drugs test, and he retired from the game 3 years after that. His later life was plagued by more problems, but he did manage to lead Argentina to the quarter-finals of the 2010 World Cup. A fitting final role for a great of the game.
And of course, there have been tributes pouring in from all around the world. Argentinian President Alberto Fernandez has thanked Diego Maradona for taking the country to the top of the world by winning the 1986 World Cup. Brazilian football great Pelé has also paid a heartfelt tribute. The 80-year-old says he has lost a great friend while the world lost a legend. Finishing off with one final message to Maradona, Pelé said that he hopes they can play together in the sky one day. Both men were named co-players of the century by FIFA. And from one icon to another, Lionel Messi, widely regarded as Maradona's heir in Argentina, says his idol and former coach will be with them for eternity. The Barcelona star played under Maradona in the 2010 World Cup, and he admits he was inspired to play football by Maradona himself. Well, Juventus and Portuguese star Cristiano Ronaldo has described Maradona as one of the best ever and an unparalleled magician. He says that Maradona has left the world too soon, but leaves a legacy and a void that will never be filled. As a mark of respect, a minute of silence has been observed across European football grounds. Players bowed their heads before 8 Champions League matches. Maradona's death was announced 2 hours before the first games began. Former footballers and managers have hailed him as an inspiration for the sport.
Moi j'ai un souvenir de 86, du mondial qu'il a fait en 86, et j'ai eu la chance en fait de pouvoir lui dire par la suite, puisque je l'ai rencontré, et de lui dire qu'il a été une source d'inspiration pour tous les jeunes, pour tous les millions de jeunes à travers le monde. Et pour moi, même si moi, mon idole était Enzo Francescoli.
On the pitch was something unique for 1 or 2 generations. Was a player, like I said, wow, what a player is playing right now.
You could see there was Diego, which was an unbelievable football player, and there was Maradona, who struggled slightly with all the things around. When you're a young person and the people go crazy wherever you go, that's not so easy. And he had his fights with that 100%. But I will miss Diego and Maradona. So because he is just he was just what a footballer he was, unbelievable.
Pope Francis says he's keeping Maradona in his prayers as he fondly remembers the several times they've met. On one occasion, Maradona gave the Pope a signed jersey. The Vatican has also called Maradona soccer's poet. The Pope, who is Argentinian, is a lifelong fan of the Buenos Aires San Lorenzo soccer team.
Football fans here in Asia are also remembering Maradona. Malaysians who track the Argentine superstar's career say they have fond memories.
It's a sad thing because he's a legend, right? Everyone know him, so it's pretty sad.
I think it definitely will impact a lot of the older generation as well, because they are the one that grew up watching him play. As for my generation, we cannot see him play in real life, but we watch a lot of his video. So I think it's a loss to all the football fans around the world.
Do you have any fond memories of him as a football legend? What do you think?
Of course, 82 World Cup, 86 World Cup, the lows and the highs. He was a super player.
South Korean fans remember Maradona as a formidable player who posed a major challenge to their team's performance in the 1986 World Cup.
굉장히 안타깝죠. 마라도나는 한 시대를 풍미했던 축구의 상징 같은 존재였고, 또 특히 한국에는 아픔과 기쁨을 동시에 줬던 존재거든요. 제가 기억하기에 월드컵 대회를 처음으로 한국에서 생중계했던 게 1986년 대회예요. 근데 거기에 우리가 붙었던 상대가 아르헨티나였거든요. 한국 국가대표가. 근데 저도 분명히 기억하는데 그때 이제 허정무 선수가 마라도나 전담 마크맨으로 뛰었는데 굉장히 고생을 많이 했던 기억이 납니다. 그러면서 허정무 선수가 무리한 수비를 하다가 태권 축구라는 오명을 쓰게 됐고, 그래서 우리 입장에서는 마라도나는 축구의 꿈을 갖게 해준 그런 굉장히 선망의 존재이면서 동시에 아픔을 줬던 존재라는 기억을 갖고 있죠.
Some fans in Indonesia remember Maradona's troubled later years, but they say that doesn't tarnish his legacy.
Walaupun di menjelang pensiun sampai akhir pensiunnya itu beliau ada sedikit kontroversi, tapi tidak menutup dari kontroversi tersebut keahliannya beliau sebagai seorang pesepak bola handal. Sampai terakhir yang saya ingat banget sih memang God of Hand itulah menjadi slogannya beliau. Anggapannya dianggap sebagai slogannya beliau.
Saya salah satu penggemar sepak bola juga dari kecil, dan kebetulan memang saya lahir di tahun-tahun 70-an ya. Jadi saya mengikuti benar tentang Diego Maradona ya. Jadi karena hari ini kemarin ya tepatnya Diego Maradona meninggal dunia, itu merupakan kehilangan besar ya bagi dunia sepak bola internasional dan juga Indonesia ya, terutama yang memang sangat menggemari olahraga ini.